Hello, everyone, to the Full of Nerds podcast. Today I'm with Shelly. Hi, Shelly. Welcome to the channel.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. So, I wanted to ask how you got into acting first.
Okay, so I grew up in a big family with lots of siblings. I have three older brothers and a little sister. And so I got into acting at first, really just competing with my siblings.
Okay.
And my mom just looking for lots of ways to keep us all busy.
Yeah.
So, so I was entered into drama classes when I was really little, but I also asked to be in all of them and
cool.
was, always looking to do artistic stuff when we were kids and stuff. So there was always, dance programs and music programs and acting and stuff to keep us out of our parents' hair. Cool. So that's really how it started. I started in acting classes when I was 4. I did my first commercial by the time I was 7.
Wow.
And cool. It was over for me after that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So what attracted you to the role of Kate in The Walking Dead?
Oh my gosh. Well, I saw the audition come in and I loved the idea of her, but she was a different character when I auditioned for her.
Oh, wow.
But she was totally different. But I loved the audition because the audition was actually a scene that wasn't in the game.
Oh, what was it?
They wrote, because they had to protect the game when they were pushing it out to a bunch of actors. A lot of video game companies do that. They'll write something kind of similar, but not actually accurate to the storyline of anything they're doing. So they'll just write like a fake scenario that character would be in to get an idea of how the actor would perform whatever scenario they made up. And so they actually wrote a hostage negotiation scene for Kate to negotiate. Oh, nice. And that was the audition.
Oh, cool.
Interesting, right? Yeah.
What was it like being part of Walking Dead then?
Oh my gosh, it was so different. There were so many different elements. So I'm going to turn this right back on you and say, which part do you want to know about? Because it's a world.
Well, obviously, I like your scenes with Javier, obviously. They're the best scenes. So what was it like working with him and obviously David? What was it like working with him as well?
Okay, so working with those guys, didn't actually happen.
Oh, so you never worked with him at all?
I worked with Jeff one time.
Oh, okay.
One day. And I worked with the actor who played David.
Yeah, Alex.
Never once did we ever read together once. Oh, okay. But I met him in New York at the sound studio. He happened to be wrapped up right before I started my session, and someone goes, hey, somebody said, I think he walked out. He's a really sweet guy. Yeah. And someone goes, hey, isn't this your husband? And I was like, I'm not married. I was like, what? And then I was like, oh, it's David. And that was the first time we met, and we got a selfie together, and he was all jokes. I was all jokes. We were laughing our faces off for like the 15 minutes we got to hang out. Yeah. And I never once worked with him.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah. And with Jeff, with Javi, we worked together one time. And it was his very first recording for the game.
Oh, cool.
I had already been recording for the game for 6 or 7 weeks.
Oh, wow. Oh, cool.
When they brought him on, because I don't know if very many people know this, but the game started with a different actor playing Javi.
Oh, I didn't know, huh?
Not a lot of people know that.
Oh.
So when they brought in Jeff to play Javi to replace the actor that was no longer playing Javi, they wanted to deep dive him into the scenes, the atmosphere, the sort of the vibrancy, like the chemistry with the other actors as quickly as they could to get him caught up as fast as they could. And so they threw him in on a record with me for his very first record. He was in LA.
Yeah.
I was here and we recorded together.
Oh, cool.
And I have a selfie because we were on Skype.
Oh, that's how you did the voice work.
So that was but we never actually, it was kind of weird because they introduced us.
Yeah.
And they were like, Shelly, this is Jeff, this is Shelly. And we were like, hey, hi, how are you? and that was it. And then like within a matter of minutes, we were seeing each other on camera, being like, Javi, hey, just screaming at each other and then doing other like romantic things. All as we did segments of several scenes for his very first record so that he could get a whole
gist of it.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Nice. That's really cool.
Yeah. So that was wild. Yeah.
So so for the first 6-7 weeks, did you meet the other guy who played Javier?
Never once.
Oh, fair enough. So what was your reaction to the end of episode 1 where is it Marinette, her name, who gets shot?
Mm-hmm.
What was your reaction to that?
I'm going to be totally honest with you.
Okay.
I knew nothing.
Oh, okay.
When I recorded that scene, in a way, what I mean is, I still didn't know who Kate was in relation to the entire Walking Dead.
Oh, so you were just recording lines?
I thought that I was a side character. They told me nothing. And in fact, the poster that you're sitting in front of, where Kate is there. So I had been working for the game for 2 months.
Okay. When
that poster came out, and I was like, oh, look, I think that's Clementine there, and yeah, that's definitely Javi.
Yeah.
I wonder who that girl is.
You didn't know it was you.
I saw the poster and I was like, that's one lucky actor who gets to be on the cover of the game.
Wow.
They told me nothing, but that's what it's like. I swear to you that they and they'll tell you too that they didn't tell me anything. And then later they were like, are you sure we didn't tell you? And I was like, I'm positive. I'm 100% sure, because when you go into these highly confidential situations, especially in the gaming worlds, I signed 40 non-disclosure agreements where I was like, I agree not to ask any questions.
Yeah.
I agree not to know anything. So then 2 months later, when the poster comes out and they're like, you didn't know that was you? I was like, how would I know?
Wow.
No one told me.
Jesus.
So yeah. And also Kate looked different at the very beginning too. That was it. She had a different, what's it called? She had a different model. They're called models.
Oh, cool.
And she looked completely different when I auditioned for her.
Oh,
and
so that's why you didn't recognize her.
Yeah, and they said underneath, Kate is subject to change.
Oh.
The way she, like, we have the right to change how Kate looks. Okay.
Fair enough.
All right. When I auditioned for her, she did not look like that.
Oh, okay. Fair
and
enough.
They never showed me the new model of what Kate was, partly because they were still developing what she even looked like by the time I was 2 months into the record.
Oh, really?
The records, yeah.
Wow.
They were working on all of that. And so they didn't tell me anything. And they kind of couldn't share anything, or everybody was being very protective of what they were able to share.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So when she died, I was like, poor kid. I didn't really know who she was in relation to me until a week or two later. They did tell me when I was recording those scenes that she is important to you, but they didn't say exactly who she was yet.
Yeah, I get that. So
by the time we started recording episode 3, I wholly knew everything.
Oh, okay.
But I recorded the first 2 entire episodes without even knowing what I looked like.
Oh, okay. So how did you manage to do like get into character if you didn't know who you were with or what you were doing, or if you get me?
Well, that's kind of the thing. So the way that they directed it, which was great because
Yeah,
they obviously did a great job and they got what they needed.
of course.
I was only given bit parts of information where it was like, this is your husband, David.
Yeah.
Like when I say like there were things I didn't know, like I didn't know that I would ever have a scene with Clementine. I
True.
didn't
Yeah.
know how the game was being constructed from the new point of view from Javi's family,
Yeah. Yeah.
from the Garcias. So you know what I mean? And so
Yeah. I
they
get
were
you.
keeping that so under wraps that every time we recorded a scene, they gave me everything I needed to know without telling me bigger picture ideas.
Oh,
So when
okay.
somebody's like, how did you feel about this character dying?
Yeah.
It's very likely that I didn't know who that character was in relation to the whole universe
Ah, okay.
yet at all. So I didn't quite understand the gravitas, the
Yeah,
gravity of that.
I get that.
Yeah.
I know obviously you died. You died, don't you? Oh, is there an alternate one where you used to live, or do you always die in the game? I can't remember.
Sorry,
Do you always die in the game, Kate?
Kate.
Yeah.
Kate actually is the only character in the entire Walking Dead universe
Yeah.
that has every single outcome possible.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
She dies. She gets eaten. She
Yeah.
turns into a zombie. Let me just turn that down.
Yeah, it's not worry.
She turns into a zombie. She gets murdered. She runs away,
Oh.
goes missing. She lives happily ever after.
Oh,
She
right, okay.
has, I think, a total of seven different possible outcomes. And yes,
Oh.
one of them is dying. It's just
Yeah.
a matter of which kind of dying.
Oh, okay.
But she also like goes missing in one version. She lives happily ever after with Javi in one version.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it depends on how you play.
Oh, I think I've played every version where you've died. That's why I didn't know you lived. Sorry.
Adam, that's on you, buddy. Those are your choices.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll choose better next time.
Yeah.
Well, would you like to return if there was a possible outcome where you lived with Javier?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
There is an outcome where I live with Javi, and we talk about having kids.
Oh, cool. Oh.
Yeah. So in a particular universe of the game, I am alive and I start a family with Javi.
Oh, cool. That'd be hopefully cool to see one day, maybe.
Yeah. Who knows? These guys are capable of anything. I wouldn't be surprised if they never called me again, and I wouldn't be surprised if they called me tomorrow and they were like, "Hey, you're filming with Javi tomorrow." I'd be like, "That makes sense."
Yeah, that's cool. Did you keep up with season 4 after, or do you not follow The Walking Dead as much?
I didn't. This sounds awful, but because I wasn't involved with it, I was so far detached at that point and was working on so many other like projects that consumed everything. So I didn't get to, if I was, I would have been head over heels involved in it, like how I am with whatever I'm doing.
Yeah, of course.
But I wasn't. So I was like, well,
fair enough.
I'm sure I'll find out. So I found out some stuff because the fan world keeps me very engaged.
Oh, okay.
And informed. So, you find out bits and pieces of things.
Oh, that's cool. So I asked you about David and Javier. So have you worked with anyone on Walking Dead?
Sorry?
Have you worked with any of the voice actors?
Oh, I worked with almost all of them.
Oh, so have you worked with Melissa
either
Hutchins?
Remotely or in a weird way, like sometimes they record where you can hear people's work and they play it back to you, so that's what you have to respond to.
Oh, cool.
Sometimes it's live, and sometimes you're completely alone.
Oh, okay, cool. So did you work with Melissa Hutchins?
I think no, I'm more with Melissa. We just had lots of text conversations, or like I would just call her before or after a record.
Oh, fair enough.
And we would like chat about it. Yeah, I talked to her a lot. I can't remember specifically if we worked together, but we talked quite a bit through the
cool.
recording process. Yeah.
So have you worked on any of the other Telltale games prior or after Walking Dead? Which ones?
Batman.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Oh, cool.
Let's see, it was Batman, Game of Thrones, Walking Dead.
I think you worked on Minecraft.
And they did a version. They did their own version, and then I did Minecraft. But yeah. So I did Minecraft. Yeah.
Oh, what was it like working on them?
So different. Different. So my very first Telltale game was Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And I booked that through voice directing and coaching in New York, and working with lots of talent here. And I got asked to put together a group, which we call a loop group. Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
I got asked to put together a loop group to audition to be every voice in Game of Thrones. That is really? Like every ancillary. So I play hundreds of ancillary voices in Game of Thrones and Batman, because I worked on every single episode of Game of Thrones, and I'm in every single scene where there's more than just like 2 or 3 key primary actors.
Cool.
And everyone else in the game with me are people that I hired and voice directed in each scene as we put together the so like if there's like a wedding and they're like walking, I'm all of the people in the crowd.
Wow, cool.
Yeah. And that was really different. And then also they actually, I don't think anybody knows this, because this, like in all the interviews I've done about video games, I don't know if this has ever come up. So this is just for you.
Oh, okay, cool.
I think you're the only person that's gotten this story. But I actually was hired to put together a loop group for The Walking Dead.
Oh, wow.
And I voice all the zombies.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
So the zombies are me and my, like the company that I put together.
That's all you.
And that's all my voice work is like. So when I'm running from zombies as Kate in the game,
it's you chasing you.
That's right.
Wow, cool.
I don't think that's ever come up in conversation ever.
Oh, wow.
People just want to know about The Walking Dead, and then nobody's like, oh, didn't you work on a bunch of other games with them? And actually, yes.
Wow.
Yes. They paid me to be all the zombies, actually. But I don't think anybody knows that.
Is that hard to get into?
There's an exclusive for you.
Thank you. Is that hard to get into, being a zombie?
Well, loop grouping is actually really specific and particular in the industry. It's such a tiny little niche thing. Okay. So I had created this group. To be totally frank, when they called me in, like, I think it was 2013.
Okay.
Somebody called me to have me come in and audition. And when they called me, this is what happened.
Okay.
This is me. I'm playing me and the sound studio that called me. Hello. And they were like, Shelly, do you have a loop group? And I was like, of course. And they were like, great. Can you guys do completely totally authentic British accents? Yeah. Okay, great. Can you be at the sound studio tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. with your loop group to audition for Game of Thrones? Totally. Great. Okay, see you tomorrow. Okay, great. Go to my computer.
Yeah.
What is a loop group?
You agreed to something you didn't have a clue what it was.
I had no idea what it was. I'd been in the industry for a while, but like I had never actually worked on anything like that. And I'd never been asked if I had anything like that. So I was like, of course I do.
Oh,
because I just come from like the actor background of always never saying no and then figuring out the rest later.
Okay.
And it ended up getting me booked in like 15 or so episodes of like 4 different games or more.
Awesome.
Was just like saying yes to that one phone call. And then what I did right after that call was I was like, okay, I figured out exactly what the loop group was. I was given enough information to know it's got to be completely authentic and everybody has to be vulnerable. And then I figured out how to run a loop group means you've got to have great coordination with the people that you're working with. And so I called 2 Broadway actors, 2 graduates of really, fine acting schools here in New York, all 4 of which were previous voiceover students of mine that I trained.
Oh, cool.
And I called them and I was like, are you free tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.? Yes. Great. I can't tell you very much. Meet me at this cafe, which was across the street from the sound studio. Be there at 9 a.m. Don't be late. Got it. See you there. All 4 calls, or it was 5 actors. So there were 6 of us, 3 guys and 3 girls. So I hired 2 other girls and 3 guys. And every single one that I called said yes right away. Yes, I can be there at 9. Won't be late. See you soon. They hung up. I put everything together. I met all 5 actors at that cafe at 9 a.m. Wow. We had a 50-minute rehearsal.
50,
almost an hour.
Wow.
Where I was like, this is exactly what's going to happen when we go into the booth. These are the hand signals I'm going to use so that I'm not using my voice to direct you. And so I had all hand signals and things that I needed them to do, and they were aces.
Wow.
By the time we walked into the studio, we did the loop group audition.
Yeah.
And I knew by the time we walked out, I was like, I don't know what other group is going to come in here and do better than what we, I mean, maybe I was like, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what they would have wanted.
Yeah.
And when we left, this is me being all like arrogant. Like I was like, we nailed it. We booked it. We got it. And when we left, we were the first group to audition. We left. The sound studio had no less than 40 British actors in the waiting room when we walked out. And I was like, okay, so this is really anybody's game. They had so many people there. I was like, all right. And we left. I was like, you guys killed it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And, that's it. I bought everybody's coffees and we all went home, and they called me an hour later, like before the other actors were even done auditioning. And they were like, can your group be here tomorrow at 2:00? And I was like, yes. And then I called them all. I was like, are you free at 2 tomorrow?
Oh, nice.
Yep. And they all said yes. And then we did it.
That's really cool. Nice.
And I hired a different group of actors for every single episode so that as many people could have that experience as possible. So it was great. Nice.
That's really cool. Awesome.
It was awesome. Yeah.
You worked on Red Dead Redemption 2 as well, didn't you? Mm-hmm. Was that one role or was it multiple?
That was one. I play an Easter egg.
Oh, cool. What's the Easter egg to?
What?
What's that in relation to?
She's sort of an Easter egg in the game.
Yeah.
If you can find her, my character.
Yeah.
And if you can get her to talk.
Yeah.
She'll help you immensely.
Oh, really?
Well, it's 3 things. You have to find her. You have to get her to talk. You have to figure out how to get her to talk.
Oh, okay.
And if you can understand what she's telling you.
Yeah.
Like if you can piece together.
Yeah.
By way of what she's saying, then you will soar through the game.
Oh.
Like you will, she helps a lot. She gives a lot of clues very specifically to what you've done in the game so far and what you need to do next.
Oh, wow. Cool. That's really cool. That's nice. How did you come across that role?
They called me and asked me to audition for it.
Oh,
They called me and they said, hey, can you do this? Like they called me directly.
Yeah.
And they said, can you do this? And it was a very specific accent. And I was like, of course. And then, of course, I like jumped on the Google and like polish. Because I knew I could, but I was like, let me just make sure.
Yeah.
Google that. So I, brushed up on it like crazy. But and then they did have me send in an audition.
Okay.
Send in an audition to read for it. And then I didn't hear anything for several days, and then my agency reached out.
Okay.
And they were like, did you audition for Red Dead 2? And I was like, I'm pretty sure, but it was a little vague because they reached out directly, but they didn't say much. And I was like, yeah, here you go. And I just sent it right back in. And then they decided that I got it and called my agency and had my agency call me and send me in. So
nice, cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a little particular, but yeah.
So what's been your favorite role to play?
Adam.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, do you mean like out of all the character work that I've done, or like the voiceover in general, what I like to do?
Like, what's been your favorite thing to do? We'll say that. I know Kate's your favorite character, clearly, but
yeah, I mean, obviously, like Kate was life-changing.
Yeah, I get that.
I mean, it was like it's a very special thing to be wholeheartedly swallowed into a universe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, that was so special. That was so special. Like it was what it was, it was amazing. But then like, I loved, like, I've worked on a lot of independent games. It's a very particular and different experience to play the lead in a game.
Yeah.
Because just sort of that, I mean, you do feel a responsibility for every character that you play, but like, it's just a different recording experience.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But every game is different. Yeah. Every game is just wildly different, and
yeah, I can understand that, of course.
There's no real way to like compare them. And I do love doing commercial work, and I do like, I love doing video games and stuff, but like if you're like doing dishes in the kitchen and your TV is playing and like the news is on, and then all of a sudden it's you,
I can
that's
imagine.
Crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy, and it never gets old. Or like, this is a fun thing, but like when you're in an Uber, and it's someone else's car and they're listening to whatever radio station they listen to, and all of a sudden you come on their surround sound, that's wild. Like,
I get that.
That's wild. That's happened to me like 5 times in the last like year or year and a half, where it's weird. It's a quirky thing, because they always say if you listen for yourself on the radio, you'll never hear yourself on the radio.
Yeah.
But when you listen to other people's radios,
you listen. Yeah.
You come on. So that's a bend of the rule that not a lot of voiceover artists know. Not a lot of people know. Just listen to somebody else's radio, and that's when you'll hear yourself. Because the original rule is true. You will never hear yourself on your radio station. I mean,
it's not destined, is it? So
it's different. I have, but it's very rare.
Oh, cool.
I'm far more likely to hear a commercial on somebody else's station than whatever I'm listening to.
Yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah. So it's fun. It's a world. Yeah.
Yeah. This might be similar, but what's your biggest accomplishment? I don't know if Walking Dead's class is your biggest accomplishment, or
do you mean like in my career?
As a personal accomplishment. If you can pick anything.
just say anything at all. Accomplishment, I finished all my coffee today.
What was the highlight of your career?
I didn't think I was going to get through it, but I did. I'm sweating. I'm sweating. It was really strong coffee. Oh my gosh. Okay. Like I'll just I mean, I'm proud of having done as much as I've done
Yeah.
in when I started in this industry, and still to this day this is true. It does tend to be a male dominated industry.
Okay, yeah, I can understand that. Okay. Yeah.
But not if I have anything to do with it.
That's good to hear.
So for me, I'm just proud of never like standing back or and like fighting for jobs that
Yeah.
maybe could or should have gone to a guy.
Yeah.
And me going, actually, hold on, let me give this a shot. You know,
Yeah.
and like really getting in there. I'm proud of you know, I've like doing what I've done in the voice directing side,
Yeah.
the directing side, as well as the audio producing side, where these are still for sure primarily run by dudes. Yeah. And I'm like, nah. Let me get in there.
No, it's all good.
So
That's really cool.
I am actually really proud of that, because I've done very well in those fields. Whereas like, I don't know, I don't know if I would have even tried to go for it.
Yeah.
But something inside me was like, no way, man, this is your industry. Get in there.
Yeah.
Notice I just called myself a man.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear it though. It's good to hear. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm proud of that.
Awesome. So would you like to go into more directing or more of your own personal work in the future?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, say more. What do you mean?
Like, do you want to write more of your own personal projects? Have you got any stories, or if you want to make a short movie, that sort of thing? Have you got anything in mind you'd like to do?
Oh yeah, Adam. I mean, let me tell you. Okay. As soon as there are like 34 hours in a day instead of 24, because I don't know how we all agreed to this.
Yeah.
They will get done. But yeah, no, I have just endless amounts of work inside of me, things that I want to do, like you know, animated stuff and
cool.
just all kinds of stuff. And
Nice.
and as far as like, you know, directing, I mean, yes, there is no shortage of things that that I'm getting, like some of them I am getting ready to do. Some of them it's like, as soon as I have a minute, I'll do it.
Of course.
You know, so yeah, yes, lots.
So do you believe the whole situation in the world has given you more time to think about projects? No. Are you still as active with acting and stuff?
So the thing is that it was really, really crazy for me when COVID started, because you saw a lot of people go out of work.
Yeah.
And I saw a lot of actors that I know and love have to move out of the city, relocate.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people having a hard time. I got really lucky, and at the same time, like, I don't even know how to like sort of describe it, but I got busier than I'd ever been in my entire life. Like, if I wasn't blonde and my hair didn't hide it, if I was a brunette, you would see how much this year has aged me.
Wow, okay.
It's just all white. It's got to be white under there, but I don't know because I'm blonde, so I can't tell. But I'm serious. This last year of COVID was the busiest year I've ever had.
Oh wow, I didn't expect that.
I mean, yeah, because I mean, it's always good. There's always like stuff to do.
Of course, yeah.
But being a voiceover coach,
yeah, of course,
combined with having to have been one of the very few actors, voiceover artists in my industry that was already set up to
Okay.
broadcast from home. With my agencies knowing that and
Yeah.
casting directors knowing that, my phone was ringing off the hook where they were like, let's go back to our prop acting.
Okay.
Hey, Shelly's got a studio at home. She's set up and ready to go. Let's call her and have her voice this. Thanks. Sorry, I'm busy. And so my phone was ringing off the hook to like get work done and voice direct. And then also people around the world that were Googling voiceover coaches and coming my way. And I was taking that on and training people, because one of the elements that I have in my training is educating people as to how to set up a home recording studio and a broadcasting system from home and how to do all of that. And so I was training voiceover artists around the world how to set up from home and how to broadcast from home, how to record from home, how to audition. Because the thing is that everybody wants to be a voiceover artist, but if you don't train yourself as to how to audition to book work, you can do all the silly voices you want at home. But if you don't know how to book work, then you're just going to be doing voices in your shower forever.
Of course. I totally get that. Yeah. Because
that's how we all start, is like, I mean, that's just, come on, let's be real. That's how we all start.
Yeah, I know.
If any actor or voice actor tells you differently, they're lying.
I'll be sure to ask anyone else I interview.
Just be like, when you first thought of being a voiceover artist, was it because of anything that happened in your shower? And then just don't blink.
Just stare at them until they say something.
Yes. It's great. You're gonna get some great reactions.
Yeah, well, I've got Alex Hernandez, who plays David, in a few weeks, so I'll ask him.
Oh, great. Good. He's genuinely hilarious. Just
cool.
see you'll get a great response from him, no doubt.
I look forward
to that. Guy. Sweetheart.
So have you got anything in the works at the moment?
Yes.
That you can say about, or
let's see. There's a couple voiceover things that I'm not allowed to talk about yet.
Okay.
Because I've signed some non-disclosures, but also because, you never, maybe they pulled the plug off. Maybe they'll never run. Who knows? So there's that. One that I am able to talk about, as far as I know, I'm prepping right now for a feature film.
Oh, cool.
That's going to be filming in Montana this summer.
Yeah.
On horseback.
Oh, cool.
It's a Western.
Oh, cool. Nice.
So I'm getting my cowboy practice on.
Is it hard?
Cowgirl practice. I'm seeing a recurring theme here, Adam.
Yeah, you keep saying male things instead of saying... You'll get the hang of it.
I'm so proud of being a strapping young man in this industry.
Cowboy.
No. Yeah. So I am. I'm going to be doing some really fun a Western. It's like a family adventure movie, and I'm playing the mom, and we're all on horseback. It's so cute, and so we're filming that in Montana.
Oh, nice. Summer. That'll be cool.
So I actually start, I never thought I would ever say this. I actually start horseback training in the Bronx this spring.
Oh, wow, that'd be cool.
So keep an eye peeled for that on Instagram.
I look forward to it.
Yeah. On Instagram, and I'm like, here's me on a horse in the Bronx.
Yeah, who would have thought?
Yeah, so that's happening.
Oh, cool.
So yeah.
Anything else?
Yes, I am an actor on a new television, a comedic actor on a new television. What am I allowed to say? A reoccurring sketch comedy. Yeah, I'm doing some sketch.
Oh, okay, cool. Right.
I'm doing some sketch on the So, doing some sketch comedy on a new comedy station.
Okay, cool. Sounds interesting. cool.
Yeah, their stuff is so funny. I filmed more this last month than I filmed like in the last 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's why my poor Instagram family is like, ugh, she probably died, because I've so many awesome things that I want to post about but can't. So I haven't posted anything because I haven't had the time. Really, honestly, social media is such a world. It's a journey.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And I failed at it miserably. But once I can post stuff and also have a minute to, the stuff on there is going to be awesome.
Okay, cool. I look forward to seeing it.
Awesome.
Yeah. So last question. What does the future hold for you then? What are you hoping to achieve?
Hopefully work. Hopefully, my hope is that I just continue on the trajectory that I've been on, because it's reliable. It keeps getting a little bigger and a little better every year.
I get that.
And I just hope that I can, I'm Harrison Ford once said he was just like every other actor, except he never got off the bus. And that's, because you see actors just kind of like, I think I'm going to try something else. And then they get off the bus,
I get that,
And I'm not going anywhere. So I'm just curious to see where this bus is taking me.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So that's really it. I'm just staying on the bus and plugging away and taking on whatever I can and loving every second of it, seeing where that goes.
Nice one. That's really cool to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Adam? What are you going to be doing this year?
Well, I'm going to try and work as much as possible, doing my podcast, obviously, and just keeping myself busy. So
good.
Yeah.
I love it.
Thanks.
Where so thank you.
Where am I?
Yeah.
Not far from Manchester, if you've heard of it. Have you been to the UK?
I have. I was there last Christmas.
Oh, cool.
By myself. I was just like, I want to go there for Christmas. And then I did. And I just wandered around the theater district and the arts and the village, and I loved all of it.
Is that London?
That's where I was, yeah.
Oh, cool, right, yeah. Oh, nice.
That's where I went, yeah. It was great. It's just like New York City, but British.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a lot more bookstores, which is wonderful.
Yeah, I agree with that, yeah.
Sure. Yeah, it was great. Great, I loved it.
Yeah. Well, I thank you for coming on today. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much for reaching out. I'm sorry we had some scheduling difficulty, but we did it.
Fine. Yeah.
Oh, and some audio tech difficulty, but we nailed it. I'm very proud of us.
Yeah, we got through it all.
We did. We've been on a little journey here, but I'm very proud of us. If we were in one of those, you have to like a clue room. What are they called?
Oh, I know the room you're on about. It's
a code room, a clue room where you have to.
Yeah, it's
escape room. An escape room. Yeah, if we were in an escape room, I don't know how well.
Yeah, it wouldn't have gone well.
Let's be honest, we would not have gotten out of it. No. But we would have tried.
Oh, yeah.
And if they gave us a little extra time, for sure we would have gotten out of it eventually.
Yeah, not an hour, a day. It would have taken us a day.
And if we were in an escape room and they gave us food and endless amounts of time, we would nail it.
100%.
Oh, yeah, we'd be great. Yeah. We would have killed it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Wow.
Well done, us.
Yeah. So thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
I hope we talk in the future. It'd be cool to catch up.
I'm sure we will. Yeah. Have me back, after that movie or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. Hit me up on Instagram. Well, let's talk about it.
Awesome. I will do.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Sounds good. All right. You too. Thanks, Adam.
No worries. Thank you. Take care.